Did you know there was a fight in which Naoya Inoue almost lost everything? Skills in the ring. The monster is the fearsome nickname his fists have earned him after proving that he is indeed a devastating fighter. However, those who doubt his power continue to make the same mistake, underestimating him. His fierce ability once only makes them realize how wrong they were. But even for a fighter of Naoya Inoue's caliber, the path to glory has great challenges that must be overcome. One of the toughest so far has come in the form of Nonito Donaire. What happened when Naoya Inoue faced an elite fighter? Could the Filipino Flash end what seemed like an unstoppable rise? Keep watching until the end to find out. Nonito Donaire is remembered for his career, largely defined by his fearsome left hook. The power of the Filipino was trained not only to hurt his opponent's body, but also to destroy their soul, expelling their fighting spirit. On November 7, 2019, Inoue and Donaire would test their strength against each other, pushing with all their power to tip the scales in their favor. After his brother lost his title, Naoya was more motivated than ever. He had to defend his family's honor. And, before touching gloves, Naoya stared at Nonito, giving him a clear warning. "If you don't back down, I'll run you over." But Donaire was not ready to take a step back. Thus, in the ring at the Super Arena in Saitama for the International Boxing Federation Bantamweight World Championship, with Ernie Sharif as the third man in the ring, both fighters embarked on a true fight to the death. That Thursday night would leave no one indifferent. The fight round 1. From the start of the fight, Naoya showed great power, throwing fierce punches at Nonito.
WBA Super and 30 seconds. Made Inoue work. Stiff right hand lands that time. It's left hook. Both men exchanging.
But Donaire did not back down. He shocked everyone in the venue with a devastating hook that broke Inoue's orbital bone, opening up an alarming cut. In an attempt to counter his opponent, Inoue responded by making the most of his agility and skills in the ring, maintaining a firm stance.
Stairs right hand to the body. Warning signs for him that if he does overcommit, he will be. Say about the work here. Both jumps in the left hook. It's the left hook of Inoue that landed.
Round 2. By the second round, the intensity in the ring was projected to increase. It was far from dying down. Both Inoue and Donaire were giving it their all. Although Nonito seemed to move strategically, in general it could be seen how Inoue's cleverness kept him with a limited advantage. Thus, the terrifying body shots continued to come from both sides.
What that does allow, sorry Chris, is Inoue when he was Donaire, who was the track setter in the glory years of his career. As Inoue lands, such a really the shots go. Isn't able to read, but he's walking through them so far. Catches, does get him into that second half of the contest. Looking forward, good variation of shot.
Round 3, back in his corner, Inoue's team began to have trouble treating his cut. With blood pouring over his face, it was the kind of wound that could limit a fighter's vision if a malicious attack aimed at it was executed. And indeed, during the third round, there were multiple attempts by Donaire to continue landing punches to Naoya's face. Still, Inoue's stance remained firm. He kept making short but constant advances, landing body shots.
For a second that the four-weight world champ, the 45 fights that he's had is in value. Hustle, Inoue, like I say, matching his footwork, keeping him against the confidence that brings. But there's a variance like Donaire that doubt can start creeping in. Am I? Donaire really is, forcing the pace, putting pressure on Inoue. Coming forwards, landing leather.
Round 4, Naoya demonstrated control and good coordination of his body, using his waist to duck at the ideal moments when Nonito's left hand was coming straight for his face. Although he was at risk during the 4th round with his back against the ropes, Donaire's powerful attacks lacked the necessary speed to catch him off guard. Otherwise, the outcome of the fight would likely have already been decided.
Inoue think all the time, not good stuff. Good short left hook went in. A decade now as well. Lovely left hook. Right hand fight, Darren, as you said, was Donaire's plan. That's 4 rounds have gone. Nice
Round 5. As the rounds progressed, Inoue appeared more and more comfortable in the ring. The cut over his right eyebrow was not a hindrance to continuing his fast and accurate combinations. And during the 5th round, Nonito had serious problems to deal with. Inoue's right hand connected with his face on several occasions, almost simultaneously with his left. The daring fighter seemed to have run out of a plan, and against the ropes, he was overwhelmed as the audience clamored for his head.
you know, I touched on it earlier very well because that was flush. The ball, it really is, you know.
There he left. This game of Rigondo in the championship rounds. That punch hasn't. Final one, just as we say it, the right hand lands, and it's staggered. Nonito Donaire steps on him now. How much of this is Donaire seeing coming? Moments to the bell as Inoue opens up. Check left hook from Donaire.
Round 6, Inoue's left hand became jealous of the attention his relentless right hand had been getting and decided to make more of an impact during the 6th round. Now, it was Nonito who lowered his guard and attacked the body, trying to make some kind of progress over his opponent. Still, Naoya remained focused, and there was no power strong enough in the ring to throw him off balance.
Very shortly, looking to counter.
Not too long ago.
Superb. 5.5 rounds.
Given the leather that he's taking to take us into the second half of the fight. Inoue lands up.
Round 7. Just over 30 seconds into the 7th round, Nonito hit the canvas. After attempting to hurt Naoya with a right-left combination, he got caught in a clinch and collapsed to the floor.
Fighters do on their way up. It just takes one contest to remove that veil of him.
When he got up, he tried to resume his offense, but that mistake was merely a sign of his desperation to regain control of the pace of the fight. With Naoya dominating the center of the ring, Nonito had no other option but to stay on the outside, trying to break in. Round 8. Despite his good performance in the 8th round, the worst-case scenario for Naoya's corner came true. Donaire had several of his best moments, hitting Naoya in the face and reopening the wound that had seemed to be healing. Still, Inoue's determination proved invaluable. Even in the extreme pain that must have come with receiving direct hits to the most vulnerable part of his body, he decided not to back off even a single centimeter from the territory he had gained. If Nonito wanted to take control of the ring, he would have to stop him permanently.
Poker face is on, but he felt those.
Thought he was stunned for a second there. Away from his opponent so well. But that's a good right hand.
Momentum shift in round 8.
It really is. Both thinking, both let.
Why his reputation as a puncher is as it is. Uppercut, left hook, and is it going into the eye? Could that be a problem? Right hand from.
Talk a bit more now. Inoue quite easy this round. Good stuff.
Round 9, Naoya's corner treated the wound like true professionals, cleaning up the excess blood on his face. When he stepped into the 9th round, Inoue would wipe the slate clean of his pain and continue punishing Nonito as if the wound had never happened. On the other hand, Donaire's desperation became evident with controversial attempts to clinch Naoya. In the final stretch, he was probably trying to buy himself some extra time in the ring.
Right hand again from Donaire. Donaire just beginning to swell a little bit. Check.
Oh!
Counter right hand! From now, just sensing a moment.
Round 10. Once again, Inoue left his corner to punish Nonito left and right during the 10th round. When trapped against the ropes, Donaire seemed completely defenseless at times, and when in the center of the ring, his interest in starting a close exchange of blows appeared non-existent. It seemed that the only fighting spirit dying after each round was his, annihilated by a true demon of the ring.
What reserves he does have left.
He's got 100% and definitely with Donaire. But back comes Donaire. He believes in himself. Doubt can't kick him, but this is good stuff from Inoue.
Inoue just picking and moving now. And this is now Inoue's round.
Oh, and again!
He hurt Donaire there, and he did.
Round 11. With just 6 minutes on the clock, the fight became a pure test of endurance. It was time to bring out the heavy artillery, and Inoue unleashed his with severe body attacks on Nonito. Donaire tried to keep up, but he was slower than ever, and his guard was much more open. Unconsciously, he was inviting Naoya to go for his head. And finally, the inevitable happened. Frightened, Nonito Donaire hit the canvas again.
There, lovely work from Inoue. This is class. This really is good stuff.
Donaire desperately trying to get back up.
This is the home crowd now. Really get behind him. And a lovely left to the body. Lovely shot.
Although he was allowed to continue, he seemed already defeated. He was merely dancing back and forth to the rhythm of Naoya's punches. Even losing his balance while throwing his own punches, Nonito Donaire was just a shadow of the fighter who had entered the ring 10 rounds earlier.
Over the last 11 rounds, but is this the end? Check left hook now. He just stops the momentum in its tracks as we knew he could. Reads the left hook.
He's still feeling that.
Got him out of jail so many times in his career. just halted momentum for a moment. Half will have seemed like an age for the old champion as Inoue pause.
Round 12. They say there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal or a man with nothing to lose, and Nonito tried to channel the energy of both sayings to pull out his last reserves. Unfortunately, his cards weren't strong enough to take away Naoya's victory. With body shots, Inoue showed just how paralyzed Donaire was. Throwing him mercilessly to the canvas when he tried to attack, Inoue proved to the judges that what was left of Donaire was just an empty shell, having expelled his soul.
He's got 2 minutes to do so, but he comes forward again. Power.
Take my hats off to the preparation.
He would have whipped himself into as good a shape, condition-wise, perhaps now, as for Inoue. It's just this where age and youth.
And so, there was no more story to tell. At the end of the scheduled rounds, the ring announcer broke the suspense by taking the microphone and declaring Naoya Inoue as the winner by unanimous decision from the judges. Despite suffering a significant cut early on, which could have ruined his performance, he proved to be a true warrior of the ring by not allowing his injuries to define his ability to fight. Closing. If you've made it this far, I thank you. Remember that there's no better way to support my content than by leaving a like on the video. Do you think Nonito Donaire had any real chance of defeating Naoya Inoue in this fight, or was that terrifying cut just the result of a lucky punch? I'm waiting to hear your thoughts in the comments.